Wow, now that is a Christmas present I am looking forward to. It's not out in markets yet, but it's an amazing find, I believe.
Technology,
two screens.
my
You can do so many things at the same time. I mean, when was the last time you thought, you wanted to watch your movies and you wanted to type out your scripts at the same time? You can do both.
Like we ladies, we can drive and put on the mascara. Not advisable, but well, we multitask all the time, and I think the technology is copying the ladies' traits. okay, talking to another lady today.
You're special.
Oh yes, I know. Thank you very much.
That's why you're special. And that's why we have Murshidah in here in the studio today to talk to us about how special we are.
Okay, I like the topic. I am special.
That's right.
I think a lot of people are very down. We had the recessions and so we had to cut back a lot of things. Like ladies, we feel special if we have retail therapy. I don't know about men.
What?
If we have retail therapy, we feel special.
Retail therapy?
Shopping.
That's what you call it. Okay.
Yes,
okay,
but how about men? What do you do to make you feel special?
What do I do when I'm... Oh man, chocolate, ice cream, that makes me feel special. Murshidah, tell us, why are we special?
All right. The topic I am special this morning is not about egotism. It's not like, oh, I am so fantastic and I'm better than everybody else. But rather, I am special because we need to identify that each and every one of us is a unique individual, right? If you look at how actually we were formed, we were created out of 500 million sperms, one succeeded.
Right.
And, it makes us all individuals and we are all different in that way. And no two people put together are exactly the same. Even if you put two identical twins, you can dress them up the same way, or they may have the same mole on the same side of the cheek, they may sound the same, but inside they are two different people. All right, and how many of us actually acknowledge that there are differences in each and every individual? It happens in relationships. People expect them, everybody should be like this in a certain way, right? And then sometimes in families as well, parents treat their children the same. They say, oh, why can't you be like your brother? Or why can't you be like your sister? Why can't, they all be the same? Because you must identify that even though they may come from the same set of parents, they may come from the same culture, they may come from the same religion, they may come from the same family, but each and every one of us are different. And I have mentioned this in the past sessions where we talk about personalities, different personalities. Two identical twins can have very different personalities, different purpose in lives. What makes them tick, what makes them want to achieve something in their lives. Cultural backgrounds, experiences, and how we process information, and we inculcate that into our being.
Okay.
And also men and women as well. We can't also generalize that they're all men are the same or all women are the same. For example, I also thought that only women like to when you feel special you want to eat chocolate and ice cream, but apparently Terence also has that. You see, it can apply to everybody, right? And it is an individual thing. And having identified uniqueness in people, that I am special, we cannot say, oh, you must be like this. In our family we are like this, so you must be like this. And that's how a lot of times children, they grow up and they get identity issue problems because they feel that they're somebody else. They identify their uniqueness. They know that they're not like how their parents want them to be, and that's why a lot of people grow up angry. They have teen angst when if you give respect to your child, there won't be any teen angst,
Yes, I understand.
And in society, how many people feel like they don't fit in, so they sort of rebel, trying to find their identity.
But one of the biggest fear we're cutting it down to individually. What is the biggest fear for an individual who is so scared of realizing their true potential, their true uniqueness? I think, like for my personal opinion, one is the fear of being judged. Knowing that I am unique, but to say it out loud, a certain opinion, I might be judged. Let's just go with the flow and blend in,
And that's what society sometimes does to an individual. And if we take it on a society level, there's societal pressures like, oh, you must blend into our style of living or something without identifying uniqueness, right? That is when people start to say, hey, they don't feel happy, right? So they kind of like go with the flow, trying to fit in, but they are not happy, and that's why you see a lot of angry people walking outside, walking around. They have issues with them, and then that anger will transfer into their families, will transfer into their organizations. And also I share this a lot with organizations, especially with bosses, and I always tell them, no, you can't force all your people to be the same, because they say, oh, can you make all my people listen to what I have to say? Can you make all my people dress up in a certain way? I don't want them to have this kind of thing. Look, each and every one of us are individuals. With that, we respect their individuality, right? Of course, with certain framework of rules and regulations, which has to be done, go with a certain purpose of that organization, of that family, of that country, of that whatever system that we want to fulfill a certain purpose. But we must also identify that each and every one of us is special.
So being special, it can be a good thing, but a lot of people may look at it as, oh my goodness, I'm sticking out. I'm really sticking out in a crowd. So how do we then help this individual to sort of find his own place?
That is when people must have self-respect of themselves, right? And that's why a lot of people are afraid to be an individual, because sometimes we as a society are non-forgiving. We as a society are very harsh, very hard. We don't have love for individuals, and that's why people say, okay, I don't want to stick out, I don't want to be judged, and I don't want to be commented, because it goes against the fundamental human need. Every human being does not want to be criticized. Every human being wants to be acknowledged and respected. So having said that, they feel that is one way for them to gain respect. They have to be in a certain persona, and a lot of times people are not given the chance or the respect to express themselves as an individual, and that's why they pretend, they grow up and they live their life pretending to be somebody else, right? And I'd like to share this, actually this book, right? It is called Energy of Money. It is I talk about how people showcase money to others. But I also like this diagram, and I always share this in my classes, and I'm going to share this with the viewers. This picture, right? This circle. Outside is who we pretend we are, all right? And most of us live in that circle. We pretend to be somebody else, to put up a persona. Oh, I am rich. Oh, I have got it made. I'm okay, And inside is who we really are.
Okay.
And the middle one is who we are afraid we are. Yes. And, and to go into that, they call it a hero's path. It is not easy to identify who you really are, to be able to say, look, this is me, this is what I stand for, I am going to share with the world, this is who I am. And it takes courage to do that, because sometimes people say, oh, my mother has told me never to be like this, So a lot of times people become somebody else. And I've shared this with you, I think, on the session of personalities. Sometimes you see, when we do tests on personality profiles, you see two highly conflicting personalities, which shouldn't be, right? And it's because a lot of times people who, personality is something that is inborn, right? But they were inborn with that kind of personality, but they develop into somebody else, right? And they say, hey, how can I have two extreme cases of conflicting personalities? And it's sometimes because of parents and teachers telling the child, look, you shouldn't be who you are, you should act like this, and that's why I always share with people, that's why there's not enough love and respect in the world, because there's no love and respect within, right? And it comes out. And this Chinese proverb that I always share with people, and I will share it here as well. It says that when there is light in the soul, there is beauty in the person. When there's beauty in the person, there is harmony in the home. When there's harmony in the home, there's order in the nation. When there's order in the nation, there will be peace in the world. So a lot of times we say, look, we must fix this, we must fix that person. The world is like that. There's the problem. But why is there a problem? First of all, there's no light in the soul. The light, that human spirit, is half dead already. Some of them dead. A lot of zombies walking around in the morning, all throughout their lives, right? So when we light up that soul in each and every one, people, look, this is me, I am respected, I respect. People give that kind of love and respect to the society, and that's why I always advocate, let's not just judge people. Let's not say everybody of that culture is the same, everybody of this community is the same, everybody of this sex is the same. look, each and every one of us are different. We are special. Okay, let's get that. But how are we all going to come together and fulfill a positive purpose in our world?
Okay,
Would you agree though that there are systems in place in society that kind of keep us that way? Especially when we go to school, we're all conformed to the same uniform, and then you're automatically set in your mind that, you know, everyone's the same and everyone should conform to these rules. You're all told to line up, you're all told to raise up your hand when you want to answer a question. It's a set of rules that's been implanted in you since you were 7. So how do we overcome this, or how do we change the system?
First of all, it is not at 7, it is way before that. Nursery, they've already started, and even before nursery, you know,
but isn't it a difference, like what Taro was saying, like, okay, you have to line up, but isn't it like having order in life will help you?
Yeah. Okay, you can see that having order in life is good. What's that? Discipline in terms of time management. Okay, we'll start this session now and all that. I believe that one, when you do it with love and respect, it is good.
Like,
all right,
basic ethics, like, you know,
yes.
we look at the example, the Japanese. We look at the Japanese as being too obedient. They follow the rules, but you know, when it comes to a tragedy as that, their ethics is what's saving them from being hooligans, in a sense.
That's right. When that kind of order is instilled, that one is good. But as long as we identify and respect the individual differences. And something that I would also like to share, because I have done a topic on how people process information. You know, sometimes in schools, teachers say, you know, if a person is kinesthetic, they learn by moving. They need to learn by doing. If they are told to sit down and keep quiet, they cannot accept anything, right?
And they are taught to be a troublemaker in school.
Yeah, exactly. And it's done at a very young age. Look, you know, you must sit down. Teacher said this. Otherwise, you know, you're going to get punished. And that is the threat. A lot of times we discipline through fear instead of through love, right? So identifying people's differences. There's some people who need to move. There are some people who learn differently. You know, get people to understand, look, we are all not cookie cut people, right? Human beings are not cookie cut. God made us all individuals, right? So as long as we have that common purpose, we have that rules and regulations that does not go against fundamental human values, where you degrade a person for being different, right? I believe that will be the best way to go.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Murshidah, for joining us as usual. Bright and early in the morning. You brighten up our day with your smile. And a lot of viewers at home, I know you're going to be commenting on this on Facebook, so please do that. We're going to be taking a look at how you can actually let your hair down and really chill out and relax.
Yes. So let's have fun. Resident Resort Pakar Terengganu, take it away.